I want to give all the praise, all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, one acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1. This is King Solomon. He says, I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be the flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. So he's just talking about his birth, right? His beginning. He came in the world just like any other man. Verse 4. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. For all men have one entrance into life, and the like going out. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon the Most High, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. Right? That's why Solomon had so much wisdom, is because he actually prayed for the wisdom. He desired that beyond anything else. And that's how the men in this truth, that's how we got to be, man. Our first desire should be the Sophia, should be wisdom. Ahead of money, ahead of riches, ahead of women. It's the number one priority, is the understanding of this truth and this knowledge. Let's get a 2 Chronicles 1:10. And this is 2 Chronicles 1:10. It says, give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great? Right, because this is the prayer that Solomon prayed for when he became the king of Israel. He wanted wisdom. That's what he asked. Wisdom to judge a great people, a great nation, as in the nation of Israel. Verse 11. And the Most High said to Solomon, because this was in thine heart, or in the mind, and thou hast not asked for riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet hast asked for long life, but hast asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people, over whom I have made thee king. And again, there's more proof. We're to judge people. We're to judge, when you come in this knowledge, this truth, the men of Yahweh Bashem Yashai, we're qualified judges, right, in righteousness. Verse 12. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee, neither shall there any after thee have the like. Right? Nobody had the wisdom, was on the level of wisdom as King Solomon. Right? And let me just, since it brought up the judging part, I want to go in on that a little bit. 1 Corinthians 2:15, it says, at the bottom of your screen, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. And that says what it says. The spiritual man, the one who has this wisdom, this knowledge, guess what? You become a judge of the earth. And you're not going to be judged, because the prophets, the 144K, you can't judge us unless you're in that number. All right? Because the 144K are the only ones who are going to get this wisdom, or get this knowledge, who are going to get this full understanding of this truth and this wisdom. All right? Psalms 2 and 8. 2 and 10. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. All right, so when people say only God can judge me, yeah, they're right. Yahweh is going to judge you, but he does set up his judges, his men, to judge you as well. All right, so let's get back to Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 8. I preferred her before scepters and thrones and esteemed riches, nothing in comparison of her. Speaking about wisdom. And again, everything is written aforetime for our learning. So just like King Solomon preferred and desired wisdom before everything, this is how the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai should be. There shouldn't be no priority above this truth, above this knowledge for us. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as a little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. So wisdom compared to silver it might as well be clay. Wisdom compared to gold, it might be sand. It might as well be sand. 10. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light, for the light that cometh from her never goeth out. Right? So again, the wisdom is the priority. All good things came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. And remember, wisdom keeps us safe. Wisdom is what's going to get us salvation. Lord's will, I'm in that number. It's not your woman can't get you salvation. Could your woman keep you from the taking the vaccination? The answer is no. You had a lot of men who took that vaccination because they listened to their woman, or because they were supporting their woman because their woman was a nurse, or whatever the case, But you don't have wisdom. So this shows you the wisdom kept the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, especially I should say the men who are of GMS. Not one member of GMS took that inoculation. All right? And it was why? Because of wisdom. Wisdom guided us. Verse 12. And I rejoiced in them all, because wisdom goeth before them, and I knew not that she was the mother of them. I learned diligently, and do communicate her liberally. I do not hide her riches. Right, and we in this truth, we don't hide the wisdom that we have, We go out and teach. We're not to hide it, right? In fact, if we were to hide it, that would be we would be called a unfaithful servant, or a wicked servant, if you hide it under a rock, right? Let me see. Let me look at this. So you don't hide this knowledge. We're to go out and teach. You don't go and hide it when you have this knowledge, right? Yahushai was mad when, let's get it real quick. Matthew 25. (26). Maybe it's 25. Right, here it is, right here. Matthew 25 and 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent, this is Yahushai speaking, came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own usury. Therefore take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance, but from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. So Yahushua is saying, all right, you had this wisdom, this is a metaphor, a parable, you had this understanding, and you went and hid it instead of, making more, reaping more fruit, teaching really is what he's going into. Instead, you went and hid your talent. So what he says, take that talent away from him. You see the importance of teaching, feeding the flock, and also, it's the wisdom. You don't just hide the wisdom. You don't, and that's what I read here in Wisdom Solomon 7:13. It says, as I learn diligently and do communicate her liberally, I do not hide her riches. So you don't hide this knowledge once you have it. You have to teach. For she is a treasure unto men that never faileth, which they that use become the friends of the Most High, being commended for the gifts that come from learning. Right, you become a friend of Yahweh when you teach, a friend of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai when you're actually teaching and you're feeding the flock. And the word friend, it goes into brother, all right? The Most High had granted me to speak as I would and to conceive as his meat for the things that are given me, because it is he that leadeth unto wisdom and directeth the wise. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge of the workmanship. For he hath given me certain knowledge, and this is talking about Solomon, of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made, and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and the midst of times, and the alterations of the turning of the sun, and the change of the seasons, right? So Solomon was given the understanding on the beginning, the end, and the midst of times, right? And again, those who are in the know, we know who Solomon was. He was the same spirit who is Yahushai. That's the same soul. But he even knew the operation of the elements. He knew. Let's keep reading because it goes into everything. He like I've said it in the past. King Solomon was a know-it-all. Was literally a know-it-all. He knew everything, and it was because of wisdom that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai had given him. Verse 19, the circuits of years and the position of stars, the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds. So he knew the animals, right? He knew the nature of animals, the violence of winds. He knew weather, the reasonings of men. He knew philosophy, the diversities of plants. He knew science, the plants and the virtues of roots. He knew the herbs, right? Verse 21, and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know. And why did he know the secrets or manifest? Because he was a prophet, right? And the Lord's prophets, we know the secrets. Amos 3:7, surely Yahweh the Most High will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. And it was through wisdom, right? Verse 22. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me, for in her is an understanding spirit, holy one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good. Right. So wisdom is an understanding spirit, right? That's why, like I said, he gives his secrets unto his prophets. That's why we know what that MOTB is, because that's a spirit of understanding that the Lord's prophets have. You have all these false prophets or these, false teachers, You ask them what the mark of the beast is, the MOTB, and they can't tell you an answer. If someone's teaching the Bible, and you ask them what is the mark of the beast, and they don't have an answer, or they have the wrong answer, then you know that they're not a true prophet, because the Lord's prophets have, an understanding spirit. That's why we're able to tell you, hey, Revelation 13 speaks on the mark of the beast, and it's talking about the charagma, which is the RFID CHIP, which Esau Edom's wicked ass wants to put that in you, and he wants to track you by that little grain of rice in your hand or in your forehead. All right, and the reason why we know is because the Lord gives his secrets unto his prophets, his servants, the prophets. He gives a spirit of understanding to his prophets, and this is how we're able to discern these things. Verse 23, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding, pure and most subtle spirits. Right. And that's how you know this is talking about truth. Wisdom and truth goes hand in hand, right? Because this is pure. What's the most pure thing? What's the most unblemished thing on the earth is the truth. All right? Verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. Again, it's the truth. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. Right. There's nothing defiled about truth. There's nothing unpure when it comes to truth and this knowledge and this wisdom. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of the Most High, and the image of his goodness. Right. Literally, truth and wisdom represents the Most High, Yahweh. It's like a mirror reflection. All right. There's no fault in truth. There's no blemish in truth. The only ones who have this knowledge, the secrets, the mysteries, are the Lord's servants, the prophets. This is why we're able to discern the wisdom and the truth. All right. Verse 27, and being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new, meaning refreshed. Everything is refreshed. We come into remembrance of everything. And in all ages, entering into holy souls, she maketh them friends of the Most High and prophets. Right, so the wisdom, first of all, the wisdom is everlasting, just like Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, just like the truth, right? And it's in all ages, showing you that the prophets, the Lord has prophets in every single age, every generation. It tells you right here, in all ages, this wisdom enters into holy souls, holy spirits, right? Making us friends, which again, friend means brother, or friends and brothers of the Most High and prophets, okay? For the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. So if you're not dwelling with this wisdom, the Most High he doesn't have love for you. That's why there's only salvation is only going to be for the elect, and starts out with the Lord's prophets. Right? The rest, the 2/3, the heathen, there's not going to be no salvation for the 2/3 of the heathen. Verse 29, for she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this cometh night, but vice shall not prevail against wisdom. Right. There's nothing that can prevail against wisdom. There's no blemish in the truth. Right. There's no fault or there's no, that's why the Lord's prophets are called the redeemed, because, we're going to be redeemed. And it's because our testimony is a true, accurate thing. It's not something with a guile or deception or lies, when we teach, it's all truth. That's why the elder apostles of GMS say we are the only ones who hold 100% truth. All right, 14 and what is it, 5? Revelation 14 and 5. And in their mouth was found no guile, meaning deception, no deception, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. And why is that? Is because the wisdom enters into our holy soul in all ages. And this is the age of the prophet. This is another age of the prophets. All right? So the Lord's prophets are going to have this faultless, blemishless wisdom in our souls. All right? And we're going to be redeemed. And Lord's will, I'm in that number. We're going to be saved, on the day of destruction, on the day of wrath, the day of the heathen, the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and close out on that. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rikah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, one acknowledge Allah Akyam, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect.